There's a story last week where a former offensive lineman that played for the Seahawks was saying that Russell Wilson was calling audibles for the Broncos at the line, but he was calling Seahawks audibles and not Broncos ones. So it's like he was confusing players, which like I don't even understand how that happens unless you're mentally losing it.
When I heard that, first of all, I was like, this is bizarre. But secondly, when you start calling audibles from a team that you no longer play for, I think less about the ineptitude that, your performance has been so far. It's, are you good mentally? Like seriously though, I'm like, because I understand learning a new system is hard, but like we're in week 11 now. We're in week 11, and like at some point there's like you start to gain momentum with understanding the system. And if you're calling former Seahawk audibles, makes me wonder how good is his mental health at that point.
Yeah.
It becomes a mental health question because it's been pretty bad. He has more bathrooms in his mansion than he has touchdowns on the season. So,
yeah, I just don't understand how Russell Wilson got to this point in his career where he's this bad. I mean, credit to Pete Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks, because coming into the year, I was like, Russell Wilson is not going to be remembered as a driving force for why the Seahawks won the Super Bowl. It's going to be the Legion of Boom and Marshawn Lynch. And Russell Wilson basically told the Seahawks, he's like, I can't be considered an all-time great quarterback if I stay here, so I want to leave. And then he leaves and basically destroyed his legacy. Even if he comes back and plays okay next year or plays better, I don't understand how he could play worse than he did this year. It's like you kind of just destroyed your reputation. Everyone thinks you're insane with your Mr. Unlimited videos, with your high knees on the plane.
Danger Witch.
NFL teams are trolling you, which is wild. Teams would never do that to Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes. And then my biggest concern with this is that back-to-back Super Bowls, this is the guy that the commissioner of the NFL has been sitting next to. It's like back-to-back Super Bowls, it pans to Roger Goodell sitting next to Russell Wilson watching the game. It's like, this is the guy who you're choosing to spend your time with? So that's a little bit like bad judgment on Goodell's part.
Yeah. I think Russell Wilson's going to play better next year than he will this year. Because Nathaniel Hackett, at this point, they've hired 4 or 5 different roles to mitigate his input on the team. Yeah. They hired a play caller. They hired somebody to run the defense, which they know, the defensive coordinator, all that. They've hired assistants for Nathaniel Hackett. So Nathaniel Hackett definitely deserves some blame. However, at the same time, you're calling Seahawks audibles to Cortland Sutton, who hasn't ever played on the Seahawks, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So that's the concern.
The concern is that it's not Nathaniel Hackett's fault and it's Russell Wilson, because if you fire Nathaniel Hackett and you bring in another head coach and it's the same story, then you just destroyed Nathaniel Hackett's reputation and future, and then Russell Wilson will have destroyed a head coach's career. He almost got Pete Carroll fired, and we were talking about how Pete Carroll might need to move on with the Seahawks. Definitely not after this year. Apology to Pete Carroll, but he was dealing with this. So it's this all makes sense. And I don't think the Broncos are ever going to make the playoffs with Russell Wilson.